Hello, all of my friends out there. How are you? Welcome to the Create the Life You Love podcast on the Chapters Network. I am your host, Georgia Woodbine, and I'm happy to be here. The whole purpose of this show is to really share conversations with you with successful entrepreneurs and business owners and really provide you with content that will give you action tips, strategies, and techniques to grow your business. Feel free during this podcast to send us your questions if you have comments. And also remember to share, like, and subscribe to this podcast. I'm always excited to hear about what type of questions you have, any comments you have about the show. We would like to welcome our guest, Jacqueline Charles. She's actually on this podcast for the second time, which I'm very excited about. Jacqueline, why don't you join us and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Hi, everyone. First of all, Georgia, thank you for inviting me to your amazing, show, your platform. I appreciate that. And I want to thank you for sharing the space with me. Guys and girls, dolls, my name is Jacqueline Charles. I have a streaming show called the Women Are Worthy Network. I also have a company called Women Are Worthy. Because why? What? We're worthy, y'all. So I wanted to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. The platform is created. We have tiers. I educate about plant-based eating. I'm vegan. I talk about relationships. I'm married 34 years. I talk about empowerment. I'm a sex trafficking survivor. And last and not least, I also talk about self-care because we don't do that enough as human beings. Forget about man, women. We don't do enough of that. So that's pretty much, we interview people on our shows. We're all in the same book, just different chapters.
Mhm. Well, let's just dive in a little bit. I want to talk about the difference of living by default and living by your intention. Jackie, can you share with us your thoughts on how someone can start to live by their true intention?
Sure, and I'll just give you an example. I've gone through a lot. I've gone through sex trafficking. I mean, I've had at one point a really bad childhood at a certain level, right? So one would take it as you date, you become sexually promiscuous, negative. Someone would take it at you don't want to have relationship, you're going to have horrible relationships, you're going to be negative. No, because I don't know what healed looks like, right? With a lot of therapy. So that would have been living my life by default, right? Having different children, baby daddies and kids out of wedlock. I am not judging. I'm just saying the reality, right? Go in and out of relationships, homelessness, right? I chose to intentionally not be part of the statistic, right? So I did the work. I did what I needed to do. And I chose to look at the glass as half full instead of half empty. Did it take a lot of work? Did it take a lot of tears, a lot of crying, a lot of therapy? And Lord knows a lot of therapy. But I did not want to be a statistic. I did not want to be a bitter baby mama or someone who had so many kids out of wedlock and keep blaming my past. So I chose the way up instead of the way down. I chose light instead of dark.
Absolutely. I mean, I know that there are these are some signs for all of you out there listening to know like if you are living by default or if you are living by the power of intention. So if you're living by the power of intention, you focus on your why and not your how. You focus on your purpose. You become aware that you have the power to deliberately create the things you desire by mastering the power of your thoughts, as Jacqueline was just talking about. You don't worry about what other people are doing and you don't compare yourself to others. That's how you know you're living by intention. And you really focus on how you can become the best version of yourself when you are living by your intention. Now, let's talk a little bit about how do you know if you're living by default? Well, if you're living by default, you're basically complacent. You settle on what is rather than what can be. You lower your expectations to
Mm,
avoid disappointment. That's how you know you're living by default. And you always become frustrated with your life because you feel like you really have no control over what's happening to you. So that is how you know you are living by default. So if you're not creating, you're waiting. So you can't wait if you're trying to create, right, Jacqueline?
that's
I
right.
mean, in order to become the person that you need to be, you have to focus on changing your habits and your mindset and really what you're speaking out into the universe. Wouldn't you agree, Jacqueline? Why don't you expand on
Definitely.
that?
Definitely power of intention, the power in the tongue. What I've learned recently, for example, I refuse to have, because I put up a lot. I'm always like the class clown, funny. I like people. I like when people are laughing, so I bring laughter into a room. I no longer accept when someone says, "Girl, you crazy." Girl, no. I am not crazy. We're not doing that. And for some, it may seem like it's very small. It's a small thing. I watch the words that come out of my mouth and the words that come towards me, because the power is in the tongue. What you put in is what comes out. And I read The Secret. I read all those books, and listening to you, Georgia, and a lot of stuff that you've done. You're like my secret Shiro, right? And watching the stuff and hearing the stuff, it has opened up new doors for me. Of course, we all have bad days. Don't get me wrong, but you have to remember, it's not bad days. Every day that you're alive, it's teachable moments. You may have a challenge. Like I had a challenge today, but I turned it into a teachable moment. And when I did, more positive things started happening for me and to me, and around me. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. The powers in the tongue and the intentions.
Absolutely. I mean, oftentimes people get discouraged because, they may try something and it doesn't work out, and then they get discouraged and then they get distracted. Why don't you share with us how you stay focused and motivated?
Okay, so here's a fun fact. I'm also a notary, right? So I will work in. I have a client that they do solar energy. They love when I'm in the office because I bring that feng shui, so to speak. Now, I don't sit and chit chat with anyone. I'm playing my soothing music and I have a sense of zen. I'm always sending stuff out to them like, it's Motivational Monday, Terrific Tuesday, turn around. So, to answer your question, I just wanted to just swerve in another lane for a moment. What I make sure I do is I surround myself with positive people, right? And for those of you out there, if I have 90 people in my family, I done cut off 87 of them. And I have no problems doing it. I am not going to be around negative Nelly. I don't care if it's father, sister, brother, uncle. The people closest to you are the ones who sometimes are negative and drain you. And so you got to remember, when things are blocked, the positive energy cannot come in, right? So you have to make sure you're aligning yourself and you're surrounding yourself with positive people. So I make sure I surround myself with positive people. Every morning I wake up, I have a gratitude, grateful moment. I'm glad that I'm alive. It's another day to get it right. And then I have this beautiful book that I have, right? It's a beautiful book. Some lady, it's called Create the Life You Love. Some lady by the name of Georgia Woodbine, created this book. And when I tell you it has helped me, it has helped me. It's a journal. And this helps me stay focused. And then I wish I have a jar with post-its in it. Every day I write something in there what I'm grateful for. And when I'm having a challenging day, I go in and I read, and it just changes my moment, It just changes my moment. So surround yourself with positive people. You may have challenging moments, but
Mhm.
don't succumb to them. I promise you, try it. Don't succumb. And Lord knows the devil is running wild and we got crazy folks out there. Don't be one of them. When someone comes up to you that's negative, meet them with positivity. And thanks to Georgia and a lot of things that I've heard from her, when someone comes to me with negativity, I used to be, I'm the queen of revenge. That's not my job. That's the universe's job. I'm going to beat you with love. I'm going to love you from a distance, but I'm going to beat you with love.
Wow, I love that tip that you gave about the jar. I think that that's such a great action tip for people to have that jar and put what they're grateful for, because sometimes we get caught up in life and we lose touch with what's important and what, really what we should be focused on. And I think the most important thing in life, or the most important question that you can ever ask yourself, is why am I here? Why am I here? Because when you focus on the why and not the how, that's what keeps you passionate. That's
Yes.
what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps you going to create. As we talked about before, if you're not creating, you're waiting. You're sitting back waiting for something to happen, and you cannot manifest when you're waiting. You only manifest when you're taking action and creating. Um, why don't you share with us, Jacqueline, like what was what some of your biggest fears when you started your business? Because I think a lot of people watching the show, they probably want to start something, but they're just afraid it's not going to work out. What was your biggest fear when you started in your business?
Okay, what I've noticed is I waited because I was working. I worked in the medical field. I was making a six-figure income, living large and in charge. I was balling, y'all, balling. But I wasn't happy. I was
Mm-hmm.
I was drying up little by little. And I knew the sun wasn't helping me, the rain, water wasn't helping me. I hated what I was doing. And if you can do something and not get paid for it, that's what you need to be doing. Don't focus on the money. And I had a lot of people tell me that I'm crazy. They said that to me, and I said, I rebuke you. So, because they the devils. So what I did was I said, you know what, Jackie, you have an amazing personality. You're an amazing woman. There isn't anything you can't accomplish. Now, mind you, y'all, let's keep it real. When I started this, I didn't know anything about editing. I didn't know anything about streaming. I didn't know what equipment I needed to get. The only thing I knew was I'm personable and I have a fantabulous personality. Where's that going to get me? I don't know, but I know the universe knew that I didn't want to be a part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. I wanted to bring women together. And I remember a voice told me, Jackie, relax. I'm going to get it to you. Even when I reach out to celebrities, they'll do the show because the universe gave me a great name for my platform, Women Are Worthy. So even if they want to say no, it piques their interest by Women Are Worthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be honest, I was scared. I'm not going to be sitting up here like, girl, please. No, I was scared crapless. But I said, you know what, Jackie, you can do this. You never fail at anything, and there's no such thing as failure. And the worst thing that can happen, it doesn't work out this time, you'll tweak it and you'll make it work. So for those of you that are sitting on the fence, get off the doggone fence, get off the pot, just do it. We saw what happened in 2019 where people were working from home and so many people passed. Think about those that are in the graveyard. They said that the greatest amount of millionaires are the ones in the graveyard who've never tried their dream or accomplished or, do what they wanted to do. Try it. Now you have social media that can help you out. You have Google, you have AI. So many things can help you. Try it. Don't compare yourself with others. I don't say like, oh my God, how come I'm not at 10,000 followers? I don't do that. I am me. I'm in my lane, and that's where I'm planning on staying because I'm creating my path. I'm not waiting for something to come. I'm creating it. I'm grabbing it and I'm running with it.
There you go. I love it. I love it. I think that some of the most common fears that people have is fear of not having enough, or fear of no control, or fear of loss, or fear of just what people will think. And I think that all the limitations that are in front of you are self-imposed. They're self-imposed. It's your mindset, it's your thoughts, it's what you tell yourself. So as Jacqueline said, you just gotta go do it. Stop waiting. Just go do it. Go try it. Don't worry about the outcome. Just go ahead and take some type of action. Now, Jacqueline, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of different things that you have to go through, and a lot of obstacles and setbacks and challenges. Um, can you like share with us, like, as an entrepreneur, what is some advice that you can give to people that really can help them shed some light on going out there, doing it, and taking action? Some
Well,
tips.
definitely you need to write what you want down, because I wrote things like, I wanted to have a studio. I had a studio free, free, right? Until this happened. I said, okay, let's do it in the house when we had 2019. What we need to be doing is you need to create a goal, right? Then you need to get rid of the negative Nellies around you. Anyone who doesn't pour into you, get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You also have to make sure that this is real. It has to be in the pit of your stomach. This is really what you want to do, right? So those are the things that I am telling entrepreneurs. You're going to hear a lot of no's. You have to sometimes. This is one of the hardest for me. You sometimes have to be your own.
Mm-hmm.
Come closer, y'all. Your own cheerleader. Okay.
That's right.
Everyone else will say no. And what I have done also is, it may not be for other people. I try to limit my friends who work 9 to 5s, because 9 to 5ers don't understand where they, oh, I can take off and I'm going to get paid. Forget about the residual money you have coming in, right? Because if you take off for a week, you're getting paid. If you get sick. So we have to create residual income, streams of income coming in as well. They really don't understand what we go through. And I don't want to have to hear, well, just go back to your 9 to 5, Jackie. You were making money. I didn't want to hear that. So I chose to limit my friends who have 9 to 5. And I opened up to, and don't be afraid to ask people questions. You would be so shocked on how people just will answer your questions who are successful entrepreneurs. Find someone who's at a position where you want to be. So if you're making 10,000, let's say $3,000 a month, find someone who's making $15,000 a month, and always seek out mentors. Have those questions with them. How did you get there? So those are the things that I've done, and it has served me.
Awesome, awesome. Can you share with our viewers where they can learn more about you online? If we could just also put your website, why don't you tell us that your website so that they can put it on the banner at the bottom? There we
Sure.
go.
My website is, and I'm putting it in the chat, private chat. My website is jacquelincharles.com. JACQLYN Charles.com. That's my website. And I do blogs, I do things on there. My YouTube channel, I'd like everyone to go out there and subscribe. We don't talk about negativity. We talk about so many things that could feed you, because we're all about feeding people, right? So my YouTube channel is called The Women Are Worthy Network. The Women, plural, Are Worthy Network on YouTube. And we just, like I said, we're just here to have fun. We want to educate people. I got sick and tired of people saying, oh, women don't work together. Women can't support each other. Lies you tell. Look at me in Georgia right now. And we met on
There you
social
go.
media. So, yes. So
Mhm.
that's it about me. And, I'm delving more into the coaching, relationship coaching, vegan eating, because I think our community, I'm sick of what's going on, going on out there. We're listening to people who are not married, not into relationships, talking to people how to be in relationships. I'm a
I
unicorn.
love it. I
I'm
love
married
it.
34 years. You can't get more married than me.
There you go. There you go. Now, I have another question. What would you suggest for those out there that are still struggling to make ends meet, and chasing material wealth.
Okay. Stop operating in lack. Don't focus on the money. Focus on the intention and not the money. Money is energy. I put out there that I wanted 4 laptops. I reached out to a woman. Her daughter worked for a computer company. As a matter of fact, this computer I'm working on is one of the laptops, right? Operate and always give back. I don't care if you make $1, and stop pinching pennies when it comes to helping other people, because the more you give is the more you receive. It is so true. Don't operate in lack. Stop thinking about, I don't have any money, I can't afford. No, 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 no. I am in abundance. I have the money. It is here. Not it's going to be here. It is here. It is well. Start thinking those thoughts. Change your thought process. Try it for at least 20 days and see what happens. Miracles, money, abundance will come. I don't care what bill collector is out there, who's threatening to throw you out, who's threatening to cut you off, cut off the light bill, the gas bill. Operate in abundance, because you don't know that someone is listening to your story and saying, you know what? Okay, we're not going to cut off the gas bill today. We're going to give you some time. I've seen miracles, y'all. I've seen miracles. I've heard miracles as well from other people. And I don't really want to call it miracles. I want to call it the alignment. You brought in that person into your life, and they're listening to you, and they're willing to share and give you what you deserve. Don't think you don't deserve it. You deserve all the blessings that's out there.
That is so valid, everything that you're saying. And I think that people don't really understand the power of their thoughts. I think that if people just took the time out to understand that you are always creating deliberately, whether you want to believe it or not. When you're thinking about where you're going, when you're thinking about who you're going to meet, when you're thinking about who you have a meeting with, these are all deliberate actions. You thought about it, you set that appointment, you went to meet that person. So if you could just think about that and stop making your life such a small box, but start to open up that box and start to see all of the potentials. And you have to understand that once you accomplish getting what you want, you're always going to have the desire for more things. And what is the things that people desire most? To be loved, to be appreciated, to be respected. And a lot of times people go on the external side to
Mhm.
to feel those emotions. What people want is not the things. They want the emotions that the things that they think they want will bring them. So you'll ask people, well, what would make you happy? Or what's your dream? Or what do you want? Oh, I want more money, or I want a bigger house, or I want a nice car, or I want this, I want that. But that's not really, if you go deeper, that's not really what you want. You want the experiences of how that's going to make you feel. And if people just understood that it's really about the experiences and how you want to feel, that that's what you're after. It's not the things, like you're saying. Money is energy. Money is just that. If people understood that, then they wouldn't chase it so much. You
Mhm.
don't have to chase. It's not about chasing. It's about manifesting. It's about doing the work, like Jacqueline said, doing the work, working on you to become, because it's all about becoming a better you. So
Mhm.
to become a better you, to become a wealthier you, to become a more enlightened you, it's all about changing your habits, changing your mindset, changing the negative things that keep you stuck. Would you like to expand on that, Jacqueline, a little bit more?
Well, you have to change that mindset. And I've always been positive, because people who knew me on Facebook, I mean, when I was younger, they said stories on Facebook. When I was a kid, I was always smiling, right? So you have to create it's not hard, because just like when you wake up every day, like, oh my God, you can say, oh my God, it's a beautiful day. You have It's not crazy. These are the things we have to do. Stop operating. And I think the first thing we need to do, let's start creating peace within. That's the first thing you need to do. Create that inner peace. Because once you people rush to go on vacation to get away. What are you getting away from? You still got to come back. Listen, I didn't learn this years ago. I learned this, I didn't know this growing up. I learned this by doing the work. Stop
Yeah.
rushing like, oh my God, I can't wait to go on vacation. I'm going to enjoy myself. Your home should be your heaven. I don't care what's in there, right? Create a safe space that there's a room in your house that's a heaven. Then when you go on vacation, yeah, you unwind, you have a good time, but stop escaping. Stop saying, oh, thank God it's Friday. No, thank God it's Monday, right?
See?
Stop that. We got to stop saying that. Like, oh my God, thank you, G. Stop saying that. Oh, it's Sunday. I got to go back to work on Monday. You have a job. Most people don't have. You have legs. Stop complaining. That's what I really want to, and stop, nagging and complaining and finding you're alive. Every day you wake up, it's a day to get better. So change that. If you can't change everything, just change one thing a week and see what happens. Because then what you're feeding your body, for those of you, some people are trying to lose weight, they can't lose weight. You're holding on to some sort of negativity. I'm telling you, science is behind this. You have to start living a life of intention and a life that you love. Why wait till you retire? I hear a lot of people, oh, I can't wait to retire to do this. No, and then 3 months later, you hear these people are passing, dropping like flies. Live your life now. Live, go to Greece, go wherever. Stop worrying about, oh, I need to have a 900 credit score and $90,000 in the bank. If you got to take half out to go flying across Greece and having a good time, because at the end of the day, when that doctor gives you that time to say, okay, we can't do anything for you, you're not going to be thinking about how much money you have. You're going to be thinking about the experiences. So
Very
that's what I'm doing now, Georgia. I'm creating experiences with people, my significant other, friends. Let's just enjoy the little things in life if that's what we want to do. The ant, the worm, the butterfly, let's enjoy it. So that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Ditto to that. Oh my gosh. I love having you on the show, Jacqueline. You always have such great information to share with our audience. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Cablevision, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And remember, people, we all have the power and the freedom of choice to be mindfully aware and create, like Jacqueline said, the experiences that we desire and less of the things that we don't want to happen. So just remember that you have the power to change your life today, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, right now, at this very moment. Start now. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for being my guest. I love having you on my show. It's always such great energy that we share. And to all of you out there, thank you for joining us on the Create the Life You Love podcast with Georgia Woodbine. I'm your host. Until next time, thank you for showing up. Bye.